If someone asks you, what's your favorite sport? Common responses are usually something like hockey, basketball, or football. But what if someone were to answer caber toss? Would you know what they meant by that? Every year, ever since I was a little girl, one of the events that my family looks forward to the most is the annual Scottish Highland Games. It's the only time of the year that we could surround ourselves with our Scottish heritage and celebrate with others doing the same. We would start the day watching sports competitions like the caber toss. We would find unique arts and crafts, and then wind the evening down with Celtic dancing and music. I got my first official clan tartan at one of these festivals when I was 14. I had my first tarot card reading at one when I was 16. And I even learned how to headbutt someone without hurting myself. Now, believe me, it sounds silly, but it's actually come in handy a couple times in my life, especially when I went away to college the first time. So, what are the Highland Games? Though the modern-day version of the games started somewhere in the 1800s, the origins are believed to date back to around the 1100s. It's speculated that the games were inspired by a foot race that King Malcolm III held in order to select his new personal courier. Now, the foot races are still common among the games today, but they've evolved into other feats of strength and stamina. Alongside those physical aspects of the games, more creative arts were added, like dancing competitions and music competitions. And these were added to give a little bit more entertainment to kings, queens, and the clan chieftains who would attend the games. But did you know that Baron Coubertin, the founder of the modern-day Olympics, enjoyed the Highland Games so much that he included the tug of war, the stone put, which was renamed the shot put, and the hammer throw to his own competitions. Athletes from all over the world have been inspired by the Highland Games without even realizing it. Now, if you make it to one of these festivals, there's quite a few events that are staples that you can expect to see. I've already mentioned the caber toss, but I haven't explained what it is. The caber toss is one of the most popular events. This is where competitors toss a large tapered pole. The average height of these poles is about 19 feet 6 inches, and they weigh about 175 pounds. The object of this is to toss the pole end over end so it lands in a straight line in front of you, and the officials will use the image of a clock to determine the angle that it falls in. So if you do it correctly and perfectly, it should fall end over end straight ahead into the 12 o'clock position. The next over would be the 1 o'clock or the 11 o'clock. The other competitions include the stone put, which I've already mentioned is similar to the shot put in the Olympics. A massive tug of war also happens between different clans, and then a hammer throw for distance. After the athletic competitions, the festivals will wind down with the Highland dance competition and with the bagpipe competition. They also have the clan parade, where representatives from all clans present will show off their tartans and their strength in numbers. I actually have the pleasure of walking with Clan Donald every year. Now, you think that it would be enough with all of the athletics and music, but there's a few secondary events as well. Herding competitions, herding sheep, most commonly with sheepdogs, is pretty popular among regulars, and also Highland cattle showings. In addition to both of these, there's many vendors of Celtic arts, metalsmiths, and tailors. At the Highland Games in 1993, my dad actually bought me this pin, which is a kilt pin, with our family crest. I used it on my uniform tartan, which is where I went to school at the time. So it actually still holds a pretty special place in my heart because he passed away the following year. But I'll always remember that year when he deemed me worthy to wear the family crest. We have a few festivals coming up this year, if you wanted to check this out on your own. We have the Alma Highland Festival and Games, which is May 28th to 29th, and my personal favorite, the St. Andrew's Society of Detroit. the annual Highland Games. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shared with you today, because although the Highland Games may celebrate Scottish culture, you don't have to be Scottish to just have some fun, kick back, and enjoy them. You can learn more about the Scottish Highland Games from Scotland.org or from the St. Andrews Society.